Hello, internet fans, and welcome to 3B Video. I'm your host, Rotten Roger DeMarco, and today we're going to be talking about Edgar Wright's 2004 film, Shaun of the Dead. Why? Because it's a Patreon pick for our good buddy and tech man extraordinaire, Remix One Up. For those of you that don't know about this film, here is your plot synopsis. Shaun's life is in shambles. He lost his girlfriend, his roommate is a bum, his other roommate is a dickwad, and the zombie apocalypse has started. There's a hell of a lot more to it than that, but before we get into that, first, let's take a look at
Rocket Rogers! Splatter facts.
We have 9 dead bodies. We have 0 titties. We have gratuitous use of the word cunt, fart jokes, 1 jukebox on random, drunken Grandmaster Flash jamming, ice cream for breakfast, Batman soundtrack chucking, zombie head busting, gratuitous shambling, 1 dart to the dome, and 1 zombie Ed in a shed. The methods of death include but are not limited to chewed on, zombied, and gutted. Okay, so now on to my overall thoughts of this film, guys. This movie is 100% one of my all-time favorite horror comedies. It is chock full of fan service, with tons of little nods and references to other films like Fulci's Restaurant, zombie reference, deep cut. We're coming to get you, Barbara. Night of the Living Dead reference, deep cut. Bub's Pizza, Day of the Dead reference, deep cut. You get the idea. This movie was made by us for us. This is a near perfect zombie movie. I love everything about this movie. I'm really surprised it's taken me 2 years to get to this movie for you guys, but Jesus Christ, do I love this movie. The writing is top notch. I feel like this movie has one of the most realistic views on relationships that I've ever seen. And not just the relationship between Shaun and Liz, more so the relationship between Shaun and Ed. I have never seen a movie capture what it's like to have a best friend better than this movie. And the great thing about this movie is when you watch it one time, you're gonna fall in love with it. But the more viewings you put into this movie, the more little things you're gonna start picking up on, like repeated editing patterns, repeated lines of dialogue, and so much more. And aside from Sam Raimi films, Edgar Wright and Simon Pegg films have got to be at the top of my list for the way that the pacing is done, the way that the editing is done. It's very fast, frenetic, it covers a lot of things very quickly, and the movie doesn't get in the way of itself. It's just rapid fire entertaining the entire time. The best thing about this film is that it's very, very unique because it pays tribute to a ton of films without becoming cliche and overdone. This movie is the epitome of how you pay tribute to something without just ripping it off. Because this manages to be its own movie and creates something very special with its character development. And this movie might be responsible for the zombie resurgence. Don't quote me, I don't know, but this is probably one of the best zombie films that I've ever seen. It's extremely quotable and the comedic timing is on point. I challenge you to watch this movie and not walk away with a million quotes. The great thing about it is when you watch the film and you're just observing Shaun's behavior, you can be like, you were so close to being able to fix this relationship before everything got out of hand. Like, all Shaun had to do was tell Liz, you know what, I didn't get the reservations, but tomorrow we'll go have lunch with my mom. Relationship solved. Come to me for all your relationship advice. I'll be here all week. I have nothing negative to say about this movie because I love this film. And in my opinion, it is 100% popcorn as fuck. Because this is a great buddy movie that unexpectedly pulls at your heartstrings a little bit. And it has way more to offer than just zombie mayhem. And I'm aware that out there in the real world, people might see a movie called Shaun of the Dead that's a zombie parody, comedy, and just not give it the time of day. But in here, in 3B Video, this B movie is the movie. And I suppose I should probably get going because, after all, there's a lot of movies out there and somebody's got to watch them, so why not me, right? Wonder what Remix is going to pick next week.